Welcome to the Bible in a Year reading plan. Together we will read through the entire Bible. A portion from the Old Testament, New Testament, Psalms and Proverbs every day. Today's reading is in the video image. Read along, listen daily, and grow in the Word. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay on track with us daily. And you can always go back to previous videos if you miss any days. Genesis 20. 1 And Abraham journeyed from there to the south, and dwelt between Kadesh and Shur, and stayed in Gerar. 2 Now Abraham said of Sarah his wife, She is my sister. And Abimelech king of Gerar sent and took Sarah. 3 But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night, and said to him, Indeed you are a dead man because of the woman whom you have taken, for she is a man's wife. But Abimelech had not come near her, and he said, Lord, will you slay a righteous nation also? 5 Did he not say to me, She is my sister? And she, even she herself said, He is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and innocence of my hands I have done this. 6 And God said to him in a dream, Yes, I know that you did this in the integrity of your heart. For I also withheld you from sinning against me. Therefore I did not let you touch her. 7 Now therefore, restore the man's wife, for he is a prophet, and he will pray for you and you shall live. But if you do not restore her, know that you shall surely die, you and all who are yours. 8 So Abimelech rose early in the morning, called all his servants, and told all these things in their hearing. And the men were very much afraid. 9 And Abimelech called Abraham and said to him, What have you done to us? How have I offended you, that you have brought on me and on my kingdom a great sin? You have done deeds to me that ought not to be done. 10 Then Abimelech said to Abraham, What did you have in view, that you have done this thing? 11 And Abraham said, Because I thought, Surely the fear of God is not in this place, and they will kill me on account of my wife. 12 But indeed she is truly my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother, and she became my wife. 13 And it came to pass, when God caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said to her, This is your kindness that you should do for me. In every place, wherever we go, say of me, He is my brother. 14 Then Abimelech took sheep, oxen, and male and female servants, and gave them to Abraham, and he restored Sarah his wife to him. 15 And Abimelech said, See, my land is before you, dwell where it pleases you. 16 Then to Sarah he said, Behold, I have given your brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Indeed this vindicates you before all who are with you and before everybody. Thus she was rebuked. 17 So Abraham prayed to God, and God healed Abimelech, his wife, and his female servants. Then they bore children. 18 For the Lord had closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. Genesis 21. 1 And the Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did for Sarah as he had spoken. 2 For Sarah conceived and bore Abraham a son in his old age, at the set time of which God had spoken to him. 3 And Abraham called the name of his son who was born to him whom Sarah bore to him Isaac. 4 Then Abraham circumcised his son Isaac when he was 8 days old, as God had commanded him. 5 Now Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born to him. 6 And Sarah said, God has made me laugh, and all who hear will laugh with me. 7 She also said, Who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would nurse children? For I have borne him a son in his old age. 8 So the child grew and was weaned. And Abraham made a great feast on the same day that Isaac was weaned. 9 And Sarah saw the son of Hagar the Egyptian, whom she had borne to Abraham, scoffing. 10 Therefore she said to Abraham, Cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, namely with Isaac. 11 And the matter was very displeasing in Abraham's sight because of his son. 12 But God said to Abraham, Do not let it be displeasing in your sight because of the lad or because of your bondwoman. Whatever Sarah has said to you, listen to her voice, for in Isaac your seed shall be called. 13 Yet I will also make a nation of the son of the bondwoman, because he is your seed. 14 So Abraham rose early in the morning, and took bread and a skin of water, and putting it on her shoulder, he gave it and the boy to Hagar, and sent her away. Then she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. 15 And the water in the skin was used up, and she placed the boy under one of the shrubs. 16 Then she went and sat down across from him at a distance of about a bowshot, for she said to herself, "Let me not see the death of the boy." So she sat opposite him, and lifted her voice and wept. 17 And God heard the voice of the lad. Then the angel of God called to Hagar out of heaven, and said to her, "What ails you, Hagar? Fear not, for God has heard the voice of the lad where he is." 18 Arise, lift up the lad and hold him with your hand, for I will make him a great nation. 19 Then God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. And she went and filled the skin with water, and gave the lad a drink. 20 So God was with the lad, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness, and became an archer. 21 He dwelt in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took a wife for him from the land of Egypt. 22 And it came to pass at that time that Abimelech and Phicol, the commander of his army, spoke to Abraham, saying, "God is with you in all that you do." 23 Now therefore, swear to me by God that you will not deal falsely with me, with my offspring, or with my posterity, but that according to the kindness that I have done to you, you will do to me and to the land in which you have dwelt. 24 And Abraham said, "I will swear." 25 Then Abraham rebuked Abimelech because of a well of water which Abimelech's servants had seized. 26 And Abimelech said, "I do not know who has done this thing. You did not tell me, nor had I heard of it until today." 27 So Abraham took sheep and oxen and gave them to Abimelech, and the two of them made a covenant. 28 And Abraham set 7 ewe lambs of the flock by themselves. 29 Then Abimelech asked Abraham, "What is the meaning of these 7 ewe lambs which you have set by themselves?" 30 And he said, "You will take these 7 ewe lambs from my hand, that they may be my witness that I have dug this well." 31 Therefore he called that place Beersheba, because the two of them swore an oath there. 32 Thus they made a covenant at Beersheba. So Abimelech rose with Phicol, the commander of his army, and they returned to the land of the Philistines. 33 Then Abraham planted a tamarisk tree in Beersheba, and there called on the name of the Lord, the everlasting God. 34 And Abraham stayed in the land of the Philistines many days. Genesis 22. 1 Now it came to pass after these things that God tested Abraham, and said to him, "Abraham." And he said, "Here I am." 2 Then he said, "Take now your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah, and offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains of which I shall tell you." 3 So Abraham rose early in the morning and saddled his donkey, and took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and he split the wood for the burnt offering, and arose and went to the place of which God had told him. 4 Then on the 3rd day Abraham lifted his eyes and saw the place afar off. 5 And Abraham said to his young men, "Stay here with the donkey, the lad and I will go yonder and worship, and we will come back to you." 6 So Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering and laid it on Isaac his son, and he took the fire in his hand, and a knife, and the two of them went together. 7 But Isaac spoke to Abraham his father and said, "My father." And he said, "Here I am, my son." Then he said, "Look, the fire and the wood, but where's the lamb for a burnt offering?" 8 And Abraham said, "My son, God will provide for himself the lamb for a burnt offering." So the two of them went together. 9 Then they came to the place of which God had told him. And Abraham built an altar there and placed the wood in order, and he bound Isaac his son and laid him on the altar upon the wood. 10 And Abraham stretched out his hand and took the knife to slay his son. 11 But the angel of the Lord called to him from heaven and said, "Abraham, Abraham." So he said, "Here I am." 12 And he said, "Do not lay your hand on the lad, or do anything to him, for now I know that you fear God, since you have not withheld your son, your only son, from me." 13 Then Abraham lifted his eyes and looked, and there behind him was a ram caught in a thicket by its horns. So Abraham went and took the ram, and offered it up for a burnt offering instead of his son. 14 And Abraham called the name of the place, "The Lord will provide," as it is said to this day. In the mount of the Lord it shall be provided. 15 Then the angel of the Lord called to Abraham a second time out of heaven. 16 And said, By myself I have sworn, says the Lord, because you have done this thing, and have not withheld your son, your only son. 17 Blessing I will bless you, and multiplying I will multiply your descendants as the stars of the heaven and as the sand which is on the seashore, and your descendants shall possess the gate of their enemies. 18 And your seed all the nations of the earth shall be blessed, because you have obeyed my voice. 19 So Abraham returned to his young men, and they rose and went together to Beersheba. And Abraham dwelt at Beersheba. 20 Now it came to pass after these things that it was told Abraham, saying, Indeed Milcah also has borne children to your brother Ner. 21 Hus his firstborn, Bus his brother, Kemuel the father of Aram. 22 Chesed, Hazo, Pildash, Jidlaph, and Bethuel. 23 And Bethuel begot Rebekah. These 8 Milcah bore to Ner, Abraham's brother. 24 His concubine, whose name was Reumah, also bore Teba, Gaham, Thahash, and Maachah. Matthew 7. 1 Judge not, that you be not judged. 2 For with what judgment you judge, you will be judged, and with the measure you use, it will be measured back to you. 3 And why do you look at the speck in your brother's eye, but do not consider the plank in your own eye? 4 Or how can you say to your brother, Let me remove the speck from your eye, and look, a plank is in your own eye? 5 Hypocrite! First remove the plank from your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. 6 Do not give what is holy to the dogs, nor cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet, and turn and tear you in pieces. 7 Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and it will be opened to you. 8 For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds, and to him who knocks it will be opened. 9 Or what man is there among you who, if his son asks for bread, will give him a stone? 10 Or if he asks for a fish, will he give him a serpent? 11 If you then, being evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father who is in heaven give good things to those who ask him? 12 Therefore, whatever you want men to do to you, do also to them, for this is the law and the prophets. 13 Enter by the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and there are many who go in by it. 14 Because narrow is the gate and difficult is the way which leads to life, and there are few who find it. 15 Beware of false prophets, who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravenous wolves. 16 You will know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? 17 Even so, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. 18 A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, nor can a bad tree bear good fruit. 19 Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. 20 Therefore by their fruits you will know them. 21 Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father in heaven. 22 Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in your name, cast out demons in your name, and done many wonders in your name? 23 And then I will declare to them, I never knew you, depart from me, you who practice lawlessness. 24 Therefore whoever hears these sayings of mine, and does them, I will liken him to a wise man who built his house on the rock. 25 And the rain descended, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, and it did not fall, for it was founded on the rock. 26 But everyone who hears these sayings of mine, and does not do them, will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. 27 And the rain descended, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, and it fell, and great was its fall. 28 And so it was, when Jesus had ended these sayings, that the people were astonished at his teaching. 29 For he taught them as one having authority, and not as the scribes. Psalm 8. 1 To the chief musician. On the instrument of Gath. A psalm of David. O Lord, our Lord, how excellent is your name in all the earth, who have set your glory above the heavens. 2 Out of the mouth of babes and nursing infants you have ordained strength, because of your enemies, that you may silence the enemy and the avenger. Point 3 When I consider your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars, which you have ordained, for what is man that you are mindful of him, and the Son of Man that you visit him? 5 For you have made him a little lower than the angels, and you have crowned him with glory and honor. Point 6 You have made him to have dominion over the works of your hands. You have put all things under his feet. 7 All sheep and oxen, even the beasts of the field. 8 The birds of the air, and the fish of the sea that pass through the paths of the seas. Point 9 O Lord, our Lord, how excellent is your name in all the earth. Proverbs 8:1 Does not wisdom cry out, and understanding lift up her voice? 2 She takes her stand on the top of the high hill, beside the way, where the paths meet. Point 3 She cries out by the gates, at the entry of the city, at the entrance of the doors. 4 To you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. Point 5 O you simple ones, understand prudence, and you fools, be of an understanding heart. Point 6 Listen, for I will speak of excellent things, and from the opening of my lips will come right things. 7 For my mouth will speak truth, wickedness is an abomination to my lips. Point 8 All the words of my mouth are with righteousness, nothing crooked or perverse is in them. Point 9 They are all plain to him who understands, and right to those who find knowledge. Point 10 Receive my instruction, and not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. 11 For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things one may desire cannot be compared with her. Point 12 I, wisdom, dwell with prudence, and find out knowledge and discretion. Point 13 The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogance and the evil way and the perverse mouth I hate. Point 14 Counsel is mine, and sound wisdom, I am understanding, I have strength. Point 15 By me kings reign, and rulers decree justice. Point 16 By me princes rule, and nobles, all the judges of the earth. Point 17 I love those who love me, and those who seek me diligently will find me. Point 18 Riches and honor are with me, enduring riches and righteousness. Point 19 My fruit is better than gold, yes, than fine gold, and my revenue than choice silver. Point 20 I traverse the way of righteousness, in the midst of the paths of justice. 21 That I may cause those who love me to inherit wealth, that I may fill their treasuries. Point 22 The Lord possessed me at the beginning of his way, before his works of old. Point 23 I have been established from everlasting, from the beginning, before there was ever an earth. Point 24 When there were no depths I was brought forth, when there were no fountains abounding with water. Point 25 Before the mountains were settled, before the hills, I was brought forth. 26 While as yet he had not made the earth or the fields, or the primeval dust of the world. Point 27 When he prepared the heavens, I was there, when he drew a circle on the face of the deep. 28 When he established the clouds above, when he strengthened the fountains of the deep. 29 When he assigned to the sea its limit, so that the waters would not transgress his command, when he marked out the foundations of the earth. 30 Then I was beside him as a master craftsman, and I was daily his delight, rejoicing always before him. 31 Rejoicing in his inhabited world, and my delight was with the sons of men. Point 32 Now therefore, listen to me, my children, for blessed are those who keep my ways. Point 33 Hear instruction and be wise, and do not disdain it. Point 34 Blessed is the man who listens to me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. Point 35 For whoever finds me finds life, and obtains favor from the Lord. 36 But he who sins against me wrongs his own soul. All those who hate me love death. Thanks for reading with me today. Come back tomorrow as we continue our journey through the Bible. Like and subscribe so you don't miss the next day.